What's up, guys? So this is a very exciting day for me because this is my very first YouTube video. I've been wanting to do a YouTube channel for a couple months now, and finally today's the day, so I'm really excited. Today we're going to go ahead and do a chest and tricep workout, but before we actually do the workout, we're going to go ahead and do a couple warm-up stretches with the resistance bands to get the chest and the rotator cuffs nice and loose. Afterwards, I'm going to go ahead and sit down. We're going to talk about New Year's resolutions. You know, with the new year coming up, it's very important to have a good plan, talk about what it takes to have a very successful New Year's resolution. So I'm excited, hopefully you are too. Let's get to it. So the first exercise we're gonna do, we're actually gonna hit the upper chest. I always start with upper chest because when you have a good upper chest, it gives the illusion of a bigger chest. So I'm gonna go ahead and knock that out right now. We're gonna hit dumbbell incline press. All right, so next we're gonna go ahead and do decline barbell presses. I always make sure that I get either a flat or a decline type of movement for my chest. I can't just always do all upper chest. So right now we're gonna work and balance the chest right here.
Get your ass up.
So as you just saw, we hit some middle and decline chest exercises. Now we're gonna go ahead and get back up to the upper chest. We're gonna hit incline dumbbell flies. Make sure that you do have your arms, your elbows bent a little bit, but still focusing on getting that muscle connection and that full range of motion. Go ahead and we're gonna do some weighted tricep dips. Honestly, this could be a chest and or tricep, depending on where your body's at and where your head's looking. So when I wanna look up, if my head is up when I'm doing this, you're going to feel it more in your chest, a little bit more. And if I look down and I keep my elbows in, I'm gonna feel it a little bit more in my triceps. So it's really whatever your goal is for that exercise. All right, next exercise is tricep pushdowns. One thing that I always want to make sure I do is when I'm doing my pushdowns, my thumb is over top this way on the bar. So you don't want to have it curling under. This is going to get so much better pump in your triceps. I wish I'd known this like 2 years earlier because it would have saved me a lot of headaches, really.
Get your ass up.
All right, guys, so that chest and tricep workout is done. I'm feeling really good. But right now, before this video ends, I wanted to go ahead and talk to you guys about the 5 steps that I would recommend you follow for a successful New Year's. All right, so number 1, I'm gonna go with setting challenging goals. A lot of the time you hear people saying, make sure your goals are realistic. I actually believe that that kind of sets the bar not quite high enough. Realistic kind of, in my opinion, gives me a connotation that there's a ceiling for your success. And don't get me wrong, challenging does not mean unattainable. It's challenging, but it's attainable. So let's just say the 5% of the world could do this. That's the kind of bar that I would recommend you set yourself at. So a challenging, attainable goal, not just some realistic goal or not something way too high that you can't even take a bite, into that goal for a long time. It's not realistic. You want to make sure that it's hard but doable. So for example, if I have a goal where I want to lose 40 pounds, I don't expect to get that in the first month. I want to make sure that I'm losing a slow and steady amount of weight that makes it sustainable for long term. So maybe for month 1, I have a goal of losing about 6 to 8 pounds, not 40, because 40, we know that we're probably starving ourselves to death. So yeah, just understand it's a process, and a lot of small steps lead to very big changes in the long run. Number 2, focus your energy on a maximum of 2 to 3 goals. You don't want to go into the new year with like 15 to 20 goals at a time. You're spreading yourself way too thin in way too many different areas. And if 2 to 3 is too much and you want to focus on one at a time, go ahead, focus on one New Year's resolution, one goal. In fact, if you have just one goal that you really want to focus a lot of your energy on, chances are you're going to be very successful, much more likely to be successful than having 10 to 20 goals and picking and choosing and kind of working hard in this area, but then neglecting this one. So you want to have a central focus. All right, number 3, avoid procrastination and just do it. I'll use myself as an example. I had a goal to start my YouTube channel in 2020. I avoided procrastination and now I'm just doing it. We're about a week ahead of the new year and I just wanted to get something out there. My videos will get better as I go, but this is a start. Granted, it's my first video. My channel's not going to be perfect right now, but I'm getting started and I'm only going to get better from there. So that's the kind of attitude and mentality you want to have when you're starting something new, a goal that might be very challenging and daunting, or a New Year's resolution that makes you a little bit uncomfortable. Step number 4, track your progress. Find some kind of log to hold yourself accountable. Don't just go in there, expecting to accomplish something really, really big without some kind of plan or some kind of log to write down and track your progress. It forces you to be organized and it forces yourself to be accountable. And number 5, have someone that supports you and actually has a clue. You see a lot of people that say, just find someone to support you. Well, in my opinion, having someone that supports you is all good and everything, but it's to what level, So for example, let's just say my goal, like we've talked about, is me losing 30 to 40 pounds. Well, if I have my grandma supporting me, that's cool and everything, but let's just say, what if my grandma lives a very sedentary life and she's never touched a weight in her life? She supports me, but she doesn't really have a really clear understanding of like the process that it takes to get there. So what I would recommend is have like a trainer, or even like, let's just say your husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, your mom, your dad, they're familiar with the gym. So let's just say your goal is to lose 30, 40 pounds like I've been talking about, and you want to get there, and you have someone that's close to you that actually understands the process. They understand, they're familiar with the weights. They have an active, healthy lifestyle. They will have a clue. They'll be able to talk with you when you're struggling during your journey and when you're doing really, really well. And if you so decide to go the route of getting a personal trainer, make sure you're not hiring them because of the way they look. Make sure that you genuinely like their content, and it's someone that you trust, because you want to make sure that whoever is supporting you is also a good motivating force for you. All right, that pretty much wraps it up, guys. I really appreciate you guys getting this far in the video. If you've enjoyed this video, please be sure to like and subscribe to this channel. I'm just trying to grow it from the ground up right now, so any help, any good feedback is very greatly appreciated. And I wish you guys a wonderful new year, and let the gains continue.